Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and awe, for in everything we see, everything we experience, there is one undeniable truth. All glory belongs to the Creator of the universe, the giver of life, and the sustainer of all things. Our world, with its beauty, wonder, and complexity, reflects a divine purpose beyond what the human mind can fully comprehend. As we move through life, it is essential to remember the central role that divine influence plays in every aspect of our existence. I would like to highlight 6 key points to remind us of the divine presence and purpose in our lives. When we speak of life, we often focus on its physical aspects, the body, the mind, the daily routine. However, there is something far deeper and more profound beneath the surface that we must recognize. Life itself is a gift, a divine act of creation. The very essence of our being, our breath, our heartbeat, our thoughts, our emotions, comes from something far beyond human understanding. It is not by mere chance that we are here. The universe, with all its complexity and precision, was set into motion by a power that cannot be fully explained, only experienced and revered. Our existence is not accidental, and neither is the world around us. And so inclined our mind toward peace in our home and all our activities. Let a single breath of possible allowance, the intricate balance of ecosystems, the cycles of life, the patterns in nature, all of these reflect a greater wisdom, a design that speaks to a higher power. As we live our lives, we often take this gift of life for granted. We may forget that the very next breath, the very next moment, is not a guarantee, but a gift. In a world that often demands more and more from us, it's easy to lose sight of this fundamental truth. Life is not ours by right. It is ours by grace. Acknowledging the source of life calls us to pause and reflect on the sheer wonder of being alive. It calls us to recognize that every breath is a moment to be cherished, every heartbeat an expression of the Creator's mercy. When we truly grasp the magnitude of life's gift, we are filled with a sense of deep gratitude, which in turn fosters humility and reverence. This acknowledgement also leads us to live with purpose. Once we realize that our lives are not self-made, we begin to see the responsibility we have to use the time we've been given wisely. It's not just about surviving or pursuing our own desires, but about fulfilling a higher calling, living in alignment with the divine purpose that sustains us. By recognizing the source of life, we find a deeper connection to all of creation. We see that we are not isolated beings, but part of a grand design, intricately woven into the fabric of existence. Every moment, every experience becomes an opportunity to give thanks for the life we have received and to honor the one who gave it to us. In the end, acknowledging the source of life is an invitation to live with greater intention, to appreciate the gift of each moment, and to understand that in everything, our struggles, our triumphs, and our everyday experiences, there is a deeper meaning, a divine hand guiding us. In essence, acknowledging the source of life transforms the way we view ourselves and the world around us. It opens our hearts to gratitude, fills our lives with purpose, and deepens our connection to the divine. When we look around us, the beauty of the world is overwhelming in its variety and majesty. Whether it's the golden glow of a sunrise, the delicate petals of a flower, the vastness of the oceans, or the intricate patterns in a snowflake, creation speaks to us in a language beyond words. There is an undeniable harmony, an order, a profound wisdom woven into the very fabric of the universe. This beauty is not just for our enjoyment, it is a reflection of something far greater than what our eyes can see. The natural world reveals glimpses of a creator who, with infinite wisdom and love, designed everything to fit perfectly together. From the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy, there is an underlying purpose in all things. Each detail, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has meaning. The complexity and interconnectedness of life demonstrate a divine intelligence at work, a force that governs not only the laws of nature, but also the very rhythm of life itself. Consider the changing seasons, the fall of leaves, the blooming of flowers, the arrival of winter, and the renewal of spring. These cycles are a constant reminder that beauty exists not only in perfection but also in transformation. The world is in a perpetual state of change, of growth and decay, yet in this change, there is an eternal beauty. It reflects the truth that life itself is a dynamic force, constantly evolving. And through it all, there is a higher order in which everything is aligned. As we look at the vastness of the sky, the depth of the oceans, or the complexity of a single leaf, we are reminded that no human creation, no matter how advanced, can truly replicate the awe-inspiring beauty found in nature. This beauty is not something we can control or replicate. It is a gift, an invitation to recognize the presence of the divine. It is an art form in its purest, most perfect form, without limitation or imperfection. But beyond the physical beauty, there is also a spiritual beauty that calls to us. The beauty of a kind gesture, a selfless act, the beauty of human compassion and love. All of these reflect the divine qualities inherent in creation. Beauty is not limited to what we see with our eyes. It is a language of the soul, a way in which we come closer to understanding the divine essence that flows through all things. When we pause to appreciate the beauty of creation, we are invited into a deeper connection with the Creator. We are reminded that the same Creator who designed the mountains also designed our hearts. The same divine wisdom that shapes the stars also shapes our destinies. The beauty of creation draws us into a posture of reverence, awe, and worship, for it points to the greatness of the one who crafted it all. Moreover, the beauty of creation is a testament to the generosity and love of the Creator. It is a reminder that we are not here by accident, that the world around us is not merely a random series of events, but the result of a divine, purposeful design. Everything, from the vast expanses of the universe to the quiet stillness of a forest, speaks to the heart of the divine. To appreciate the beauty of creation is to acknowledge the presence of the Creator in every corner of our world. It invites us to be stewards of this world, to protect it, nurture it, and honor it as a sacred gift. When we truly see the world as a reflection of divine beauty, we begin to live in a way that aligns with this higher vision, caring for all that has been entrusted to us with the same reverence and love. In essence, the beauty of creation is not just something to admire from a distance, it is something that connects us to the very essence of the divine. It teaches us about the Creator's nature, reminding us of the infinite love, wisdom, and purpose that is at the heart of all things. By acknowledging the beauty of creation, we draw closer to understanding the Creator's heart, recognizing that every moment of beauty is a reflection of divine grace. Faith is often seen as a cornerstone of spiritual life, but its significance stretches far beyond mere belief. Faith, in its deepest sense, is an unwavering trust in something greater than ourselves, a trust in a divine presence that holds the universe in balance, guides our paths, and gives meaning to our lives. It is not simply an intellectual acknowledgement of a higher power, but a living, active force that shapes our thoughts, actions, and experiences. At its core, faith is about trust. Trust that we are not alone in the world, that there is purpose in our existence, and that even when life seems uncertain or overwhelming, there is a guiding hand that leads us toward our destiny. Faith is the strength to continue moving forward when the road ahead is unclear, when circumstances seem to conspire against us. It is the belief that there is a plan, even when we cannot see it, and that we are part of something much larger than our individual lives. Faith empowers us in times of adversity. When we face challenges, when we experience pain or loss, it is our faith that gives us the strength to endure. Faith provides resilience. It helps us rise after every fall, to hold on to hope when despair threatens to consume us. In these moments, faith is not just about a hope that things will get better. It is the inner conviction that regardless of what happens, we are held in a love that transcends our understanding. It is the knowledge that every trial is an opportunity for growth, for learning, and that ultimately, we are not abandoned. Faith also leads to transformation. When we place our trust in something beyond our own limited perspective, it opens the door for inner change. True faith moves us to become better versions of ourselves. As we surrender our fears, doubts, and ego to something greater, it allows us to tap into a strength that we may not have known we possessed. Faith transforms fear into courage, doubt into conviction, and confusion into clarity. It is the driving force behind personal growth, enabling us to rise above our limitations and become more aligned with our higher purpose. In moments of uncertainty, faith brings peace. It is easy to become overwhelmed by the chaos of the world, the noise of everyday life, and the many questions that arise within us. But when we have faith, we find a peace that transcends our understanding. It is the peace that comes from knowing that we are not in control of everything, but that there is a higher power at work, a power that is wise, loving, and just. Faith teaches us to surrender to that wisdom, to trust in the unfolding of life's journey, even when we do not have all the answers. Moreover, faith is a bridge to hope. Without hope, we can become disillusioned and stagnant, but faith keeps hope alive. It whispers to us in our darkest moments, reminding us that there is always light beyond the horizon, always a purpose to our struggles, and that no season of life is ever wasted. Through faith, we find the courage to dream again, to step into the unknown with confidence, knowing that we are not walking alone. Faith also cultivates a deep sense of gratitude. As we learn to trust in the divine plan for our lives, we begin to see each moment, even the difficult ones, as a part of a greater journey. This perspective allows us to approach life with thankfulness. Thankfulness for the lessons we learn, for the growth we experience, and for the unshakable belief that we are always held in love. In the end, the power of faith lies not in what we can see, but in what we choose to believe. It is the trust that even when we do not understand the why or the how, everything happens according to a greater wisdom. It is the confidence that the divine presence in our lives is guiding us toward our best selves, our highest good. Faith, then, is not simply an abstract concept, but a powerful force that shapes our lives. It gives us the strength to face adversity, the hope to move forward, the peace to rest in, and the gratitude to appreciate all that life offers. Faith transforms us from passive bystanders into active participants in the journey of life, helping us live with purpose, resilience, and a profound sense of connection to the divine and to one another. The suggestion I want to make is, if you wake up in the morning with faith, compassion and love are two of the most transformative forces in the world. They hold the power to heal, unite, and uplift not only those who receive them, but also those who offer them. In a world where division and hardship often take center stage, acts of compassion and love stand as reminders of our shared humanity and the deep connection we all have to one another. Compassion at its core is the ability to feel the pain of others and act to alleviate that suffering. It requires us to step beyond our own lives and empathize with someone else's struggles, whether they are physical, emotional, or spiritual. Compassion is not about fixing a person's problems or offering solutions. It is about being present with them, offering kindness, and sharing in their pain without judgment or expectation. It's as much about the quiet moments of listening as it is about acts of service. Compassion reminds us that we are not isolated beings, but part of a larger community, and the well-being of others is just as important as our own. Love, on the other hand, transcends all boundaries. It is unconditional and selfless, given freely without expectation of anything in return. Love is not confined to specific relationships or moments. It is a way of being in the world. When we act in love, we see beyond outward appearances and circumstances, recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every person. Love has the capacity to change hearts, to dissolve resentment, and to heal deep wounds. It is the glue that binds us together, not just in our moments of happiness, but also in our moments of struggle. Love enables us to forgive, to extend grace, and to accept others for who they are. When we engage in acts of compassion and love, we are reflecting something greater than ourselves. These actions are not simply acts of kindness. They are manifestations of a divine presence within us. Every time we show compassion or extend love, we are participating in a higher calling. These acts help to heal the wounds of the world, whether in our homes, communities, or beyond. They remind us that love and compassion are not just abstract concepts. They are tangible actions that create real change. One of the most beautiful aspects of compassion and love is that they have the power to transcend differences. In a world often defined by division, whether due to race, culture, or ideology, compassion and love break down the walls that separate us. They remind us that no matter where we come from or what we believe, we are all connected by a shared humanity. Love does not discriminate. It sees beyond external labels and connects us to one another on a deeper level. It calls us to reach out to those who are different, to see them not as strangers but as brothers and sisters in the human family. Moreover, acts of compassion and love are contagious. A single act of kindness can spark a chain reaction, inspiring others to act in the same way. This ripple effect extends far beyond what we may ever know, touching lives in ways we cannot predict. One person's compassionate gesture can light a path for many others to follow. This is the beauty of love. It is not limited by boundaries or resources. When we give love, we give something that has the power to multiply, creating a world that is more connected and more caring. It's also important to remember that compassion and love are not limited to others. They must also be extended to ourselves. In a world that often teaches us to be self-critical and hard on ourselves, it's crucial to recognize that we too are worthy of love and care. When we show compassion to ourselves, we allow ourselves the space to grow, to learn from our mistakes, and to heal. Only when we are at peace with ourselves can we fully offer that peace and love to others. Ultimately, compassion and love transform us. They teach us to look beyond our own needs and desires and to focus on the needs of others. They help us grow as individuals, expanding our capacity for empathy, patience, and understanding, and they shape the world around us, creating environments where kindness, respect, and dignity are the foundations of all interaction. When we live lives filled with compassion and love, we become agents of positive change, helping to heal the brokenness in the world. Each act, no matter how small, contributes to a larger movement of goodwill, compassion, and love that has the power to change the world for the better. By living in this way, we honor the divine presence in us all, recognizing that every person we encounter is deserving of compassion and love. Through these acts, we connect to something higher than ourselves and fulfill the higher calling to live with kindness, understanding, and grace. In essence, compassion and love are not just virtues to aspire to, they are the very fabric of a meaningful and purposeful life. They have the power to heal, transform, and bring us together as a global community, united in the understanding that we are all connected by the divine and the love we offer one another. Redemption is one of the most profound and transformative aspects of the human experience. It speaks to the idea that no matter how far we have strayed, no matter how broken we may feel, there is always a path back to healing, renewal, and restoration. Redemption is not just about forgiveness. It is about the possibility of a fresh start, a chance to rewrite the narrative of our lives. At its core, redemption is about transformation. It invites us to recognize that our past mistakes, our wrong choices, and our failures do not define us forever. Redemption offers the opportunity to change, to evolve, and to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. It teaches us that our mistakes are not the end of our story, but rather part of a journey that can lead to personal growth, wisdom, and strength. One of the most powerful aspects of redemption is its unconditional nature. It does not require us to be perfect, nor does it demand that we somehow earn it through acts of perfection. Redemption is a gift freely offered to us even when we feel unworthy or undeserving. It is the acknowledgement that all people, no matter their past, are worthy of a new beginning. This grace-filled approach to life creates an opening for healing, both for ourselves and for others. Redemption also provides us with a deeper understanding of the value of second chances. Life is not a series of fixed outcomes. It is an ongoing process of learning and growing. Redemption teaches us to see the potential in ourselves and others, even when we fail to live up to our ideals. It calls us to look beyond the surface, beyond the mistakes and failures, to see the inherent worth that exists in each individual. The ability to offer or receive redemption is a powerful expression of love, one that acknowledges that no one is beyond hope or transformation. Through redemption, we experience the profound truth that we are never beyond the reach of healing and restoration. We are not defined by our failures, but by the choices we make after those failures. Redemption is about learning from our mistakes, using them as stepping stones toward becoming better versions of ourselves. It teaches us that we can turn our weaknesses into strengths, our struggles into sources of wisdom, and our pain into empathy for others. Moreover, redemption brings about healing, both inward and outward. When we experience redemption, we are freed from the weight of guilt, shame, and regret. These burdens can be heavy, but through redemption, we are given the chance to release them and embrace a new way of being. This process of healing does not happen overnight, nor is it always easy. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to move forward, even when the past still lingers. But through this journey, we find peace and the freedom to live without the constraints of past mistakes. Redemption also invites us to forgive, to let go of resentment and grudges, both toward ourselves and others. When we have experienced redemption, we are called to extend the same grace to those around us. This not only heals our relationships, but also sets us free from the toxic power of unforgiveness. Redemption is about learning to move forward in peace, understanding that we all carry burdens, and we all deserve the chance to begin again. The gift of redemption is not just about personal restoration, but also about reconciliation with others. In a world filled with conflict, misunderstandings, and hurt, redemption offers a pathway to peace. It invites us to restore relationships that have been damaged, to rebuild trust that has been broken, and to heal wounds that have festered over time. Redemption creates space for us to forgive others, to offer grace, and to reestablish connections that are founded on understanding and love. In a broader sense, the gift of redemption is a call to embrace hope and renewal, no matter the depth of our struggles or the magnitude of our mistakes. Redemption shows us that change is possible. It teaches us that every day is an opportunity to turn the page, to begin anew, and to choose a different path. Redemption reminds us that the past does not dictate the future, and that with each new day comes the chance to transform our lives and the world around us. Ultimately, redemption is about grace, renewal, and the infinite possibility of change. It is the understanding that we are not bound by the past, but empowered by the future. Redemption is an invitation to release the old, embrace the new, and live with the freedom that comes from knowing we are capable of transformation. It is a divine gift, one that offers us peace, healing, and the assurance that no matter how broken we may feel, we are always capable of becoming whole again. Redemption allows us to experience the profound truth that our past does not define us. It is a powerful reminder that healing is always possible, that transformation can arise from the most painful of circumstances, and that the opportunity for renewal is always within reach. Redemption is a gift of grace that invites us to release our burdens and embrace the future with hope and renewed purpose. Peace is often sought after, but rarely fully understood. It is not merely the absence of conflict or strife, but a deep, abiding sense of inner calm, balance, and harmony. True peace transcends external circumstances and is rooted in the heart and soul. It is a state of being that brings clarity to the mind, tranquility to the spirit, and stability to one's life. The promise of peace is not just a wish or an ideal, it is something that can be experienced and cultivated through conscious effort and spiritual growth. At its core, peace begins within us. Inner peace is the foundation upon which all external peace is built. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are able to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and grace. We are less swayed by the chaos and turbulence of the world around us. Inner peace allows us to approach life with patience, compassion, and understanding. It is a stillness that does not come from avoiding difficulties, but from facing them with a calm heart and a clear mind. The promise of peace also calls us to embrace forgiveness, both toward others and ourselves. Unforgiveness, whether toward others or ourselves, is a heavy burden that blocks peace from entering our lives. When we hold on to resentment, anger, or guilt, we create inner turmoil that disrupts our sense of well-being. Forgiveness, on the other hand, frees us from these emotional chains. It allows us to release the past and move forward with a heart open to healing and restoration. True peace is only possible when we are willing to let go of these negative emotions and allow ourselves the grace of starting anew. Peace also flows from our ability to embrace acceptance. Life is full of challenges, losses, and uncertainties, but peace comes when we learn to accept what we cannot change. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. Rather, it means recognizing the limits of our control and finding peace in the knowledge that we are not meant to have control over everything. It is in this surrender to life's flow that we find a sense of calm. And when we let go of the need for perfection and embrace the present moment, we open ourselves to peace that transcends circumstances. The promise of peace extends beyond our personal lives. It calls us to seek harmony with others. True peace cannot exist in isolation. It is a shared experience. When we approach others with love, respect, and understanding, we contribute to the collective peace of the community. Peace is cultivated through empathy and compassion, through the recognition that all people, no matter their background or beliefs, deserve to be treated with dignity and kindness. We are all interconnected, and when we work toward peaceful relationships, whether in our families, workplaces, or larger communities, we create a ripple effect that can spread far beyond our immediate surroundings. In times of uncertainty and crisis, the promise of peace is even more crucial. It serves as a reminder that, despite the storms of life, there is always a deeper sense of calm available to us. Peace is not something we find by avoiding the world's problems, but by grounding ourselves in something larger than ourselves. A spiritual connection, a sense of purpose, or a belief in a greater good. The promise of peace invites us to maintain our composure in the face of adversity, trusting that peace will ultimately prevail. Even in the most challenging times, peace offers hope and assurance that everything will eventually fall into place. Another aspect of peace is the idea of balance. In a world filled with distractions, demands, and noise, peace comes when we learn to balance our inner lives with our outer responsibilities. We are called to find moments of stillness in the busyness of life, to create space for reflection, prayer, or simply being present in the moment. It is in this balance that we find peace, not in the absence of work or responsibility, but in the way we manage and approach them. When we learn to balance our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs, we can experience a deeper sense of well-being and peace. Finally, the promise of peace is deeply connected to trust. To experience peace, we must trust in the process of life and in the greater plan unfolding before us. Trusting in the divine timing of things, even when we don't have all the answers, allows us to release our anxieties and fears. It gives us the assurance that we are being guided and supported, no matter the challenges we face. This trust in a higher power, in ourselves and in the journey we are on, creates a sense of peace that nothing in the external world can disrupt. Peace is not something we can force or rush. It is a gift that unfolds naturally when we align ourselves with love, forgiveness, acceptance, and trust. The promise of peace is an invitation to live with intention, to seek balance, to cultivate harmony within ourselves and with others, and to trust in the unfolding of life. It is a reminder that, despite the chaos that may surround us, there is always a deeper, more profound peace waiting for us when we open our hearts and minds to it. In the end, peace is not just an abstract idea or a distant hope. It is a living, breathing experience that can be nurtured and cultivated. The promise of peace is that it is always within our reach, It begins within us and radiates outward into the world. When we choose to live in peace, we become agents of peace in our homes, communities, and beyond, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only our own lives, but the lives of others as well.